Welcome back to the tutorial. In the third video, we will deep dive into more advanced features. We will add the search functionality and update the departure board accordingly. Just so you know, this one is pretty advanced, but I will try to explain as easy as possible. Alright, let's jump straight away. We will import the new screen UI to the canvas. Let's click the frame icon to create a new page. And then, go back to the Figma file and select the second screen and use the Figma to Code plugin to copy and paste it. Here, we want to connect this screen to the first one. We'll make the from input clickable and move on to the search screen upon click. Let's add the go command to the input field. Add onClick trigger, and then type /page to the destination. Okay, let's quickly run the preview and see if it works. Right, click on the from input field and brings me to the search page, so all good. And then let's move on to the second page and select the input field. I'll adjust this width to 100%, and so I can type the longer text here. And then change the element type as text input and put the placeholder as, I'll say, type here. Okay, let's add the trigger here. Select form and then input. By adding this trigger to the text input, you can pull the system keyboard by tapping onto it if you run this app on the mobile device, by the way. And then let's add fetch here, so you can pull the location data from the API. Go back to the API documentation and this time, copy the example URL from /locations. Here, we need to tweak this URL, make it be able to retrieve the location list by whatever you type in the input field. And you want to request a parameter named station. So, coming back to Breadboard, paste the URL, make sure to change HTTP to HTTPS and then go to the end of the URL. And then replace this Basel to $ curly bracket my value curly bracket ampersand type equals station. Now, this expression might be quite unfamiliar for non-developers, so I will briefly explain what this is about. So the $ with the curly brackets means some sort of a slot in JavaScript. And my value is a hyperscript expression which indicates whatever you type in the selected input. So curly bracket my value means a slot, and inside you can replace this value by whatever you type in the input field. Alright, moving on, let's add get. Remember how we get a limited scope of values from the fetch result? Yes, we'll get the values from the result of fetch. Let's quickly check the API documentation once again. Okay, the name of the section we want to refer to is stations. So let's add value and input the key stations. And then let's add repeat for each. This is very similar to what you did in the previous tutorial. I will call this repeat function as station, remember no S here, and generate the location list UI with the value from dictionary. Alright, before moving on to the next logic, let's quickly create another list UI component and remove all the sample list. Let's put it below the transportation list component, and then let's create the property named location and connect this to the location-name component. Since we'll generate the location list with the logic, let's remove all the redundant sample UI in the list. But make sure to leave the container because we'll need to put the component back with the logic later. Let's rename this container search result so we can remember it better. Okay, so the UI part is organized, so let's go back to the logic list. Add create element right below the repeat for each, and then select location-name. I will name this element for the next logic as location_result. And then, do you remember what to do next? Yes, we'll update the location name by your search keyword. So select change, and you can select result of make. And select location from the attribute for the component. Okay, let's check the API website again to see which category of the value we should refer to. We need the name from stations. So let's change the input type to expression and type station. This is the reference of the loop. So type station dot name. And finally, let's append the result of make to the search result container. Just so you know, to refer to the container UI, make sure to put sharp in front of its name. So change the input type to expression and type sharp search result. Okay, let's run the app and see if the list is generated properly. Click here and let's type Lugano. Okay, we can generate it, but it also pulls so many unnecessary locations that are not related to the keyword. To clean this up, we'll add the remove command right above the fetch logic. Edit, select location-name component, and since we want to remove the redundant items from the list UI container, type sharp search result. Okay, let's rerun the preview and check the result. Okay, I will type Lugano and see how it goes. Yes, now it works properly. So we're done with the logic for the search page. The next step is clicking on the search location to go back to the home page and update the result accordingly. To make this, let's add logic to the location-name component. Okay, tap add trigger and then change on start to unclick. Add the go command and type home to the URL. Okay, let's quickly run the preview to see if it works. Okay, clicking on it, and you can go back to the first screen, but the result is not changed. It's what expected, because you need to update the URL to the select location name. So to make it happen, we need to go back to the style editor and add a custom attribute to the location-name component. The custom attribute helps you pass information from the component property to the element containing the event attached. Select custom attribute and name it from and select the location property. Do you remember that we tweaked Basel to location equal $curly bracket my value in the search screen? Well, this is called a query parameter. With a query parameter, you can pass additional information to a web server through a URL. And you need to set this to the location name component so it can bring the new from location to the home screen. So let's click add parameter and then type from. And for the value, type the $curly bracket slot, and inside there, type add from, which is the hyperscript expression for accessing the custom attribute from the component. Okay, let's come back to the home screen. Select the entire page container name body and add logic so it can be updated as the query parameter changes. Select the onStart trigger and then add getQueryParameter command. And here type from. After that, we'll add the global variable. For those who are not familiar with this term, a global variable means that the variable can be accessed to any part of the program's code, which in hyperscript marked as $variable name. Okay, select create variable and name it $from, and it will have the value from the query. But since the default location is set as Zurich main station, we will need to set the default value of the global from variable. So let's add the default command and then give Zurich main station as the default value. And finally, you also want to update the name of the from input upon coming back from the home screen. Oh, I just noticed that the on-click to the go to the search page is removed. I'm not sure why, but let's quickly edit it again. Okay, all good. And then let's add a new onStart trigger. And then add change under onStart and update my text to the global variable $from as expression. Okay, let's run the preview and see if it works. Yeah, everything is now working well, except that the name of the departure location in the departure board has remained the same. All right, let's add one last logic to it. So basically, we want to add the same logic that we just added to the from location on top. So yeah, let's make it easy. Simply just copy the logic from there and paste it to the departure location UI. Oh, and last but not least, we should also add to the URL of the fetch block in the departure board container that we added in the last video. Because in this URL, we fixed the location to Zurich. And go to the end of the URL, and this time, replace Zurich to $curly bracket. And guess what to put inside here? Let's quickly go back to the logic list in the body and check. Yes, we need to put the global variable we created to update the departure location accordingly. So come back to the fetch attached to the departure board and put $from. Okay, I think it's all set. So let's run the preview for the last time. Okay, at from, type Lugano, coming back. Yes, now everything works perfectly. Phew, that was quite an advanced tutorial for non-programmers. Well, with this tutorial, I covered the concept of the global variable, the $curly bracket expression, and the query parameters. So in the next video, we will add the search functionality to the destination. Alright, then I'll see you soon.